Hello and well done for opting into my mini course. I hope that you have taken the time to look through all the content. It's been carefully put together for you and carefully thought out. If you haven't yet had a chance, definitely look through all the content. The videos are really good and there's some really good exercises for you to try. I just want to discuss really about the lack of care and the lack of advice and knowledge that we are given after we have babies in this country. My journey as a mum started about a year and a half ago after I had my daughter Athena. I just noticed that there was not as much support as I was hoping there would be through the NHS after having her. We are put through a care system through the midwife, and then we're discharged from midwifery. We're then put through health workers, and then we're discharged from them, and then 6 to 8 weeks after we have baby, we have a quick 6 to 8 week checkup, which they're actually starting to eliminate. Up north they are anyway, and down here, let's face it, they're pretty much non-existent. I was given maybe a 10-minute appointment with a doctor where he asked me, oh, do you have postnatal depression? And that was pretty much it. We're not given any pelvic floor checks internally or externally. You'd be lucky if a doctor will check you for diastasis. That's the tummy gap. That's something I ask my mums to get the doctors to check, but I check all of my mums at the start of each course, during the courses and after the courses, and they're given plenty of support on that as well. But even just the lack of information that we're given through the NHS, I mean, there's so much information being pumped out about breastfeeding, but not about incontinence, not about pelvic floor issues, not about how to work the pelvic floor and what exactly we should be doing. And I think that's the biggest part of my course, is education on the pelvic floor. I find that this course bridges the gap that the NHS don't fulfill. The most important thing that I can take my mums through this 6-week journey is education on the pelvic floor, how it connects to the core, how it works with the diaphragm, how just breathing alone can actually help. I literally sit you down on the first session, bring out my projector and take you through a presentation using a 3D model, the pelvis, and I show you everything about the pelvis and you know, what the pelvic floor is and how it should feel when you activate the pelvic floor, because a lot of mums don't even know how to do simple things like Kegel exercises, or they didn't do them during pregnancy, or they didn't even do them before they were pregnant, so they have no comparison. How do you know if your pelvic floor is strong, or how do you know if your pelvic floor is working if you've never done it before? So I work with mums on a face-to-face basis to get feedback from them, and the interaction that I get with mums on these courses is probably the most important part of the course, as well as the educational side of things. You're given quite a lot of tailored work as well, because every mum's completely different. Every mum's symptoms, every mum's problems are different. I might have 2 mums on a course with diastasis, 2 mums on a course who may have pelvic floor dysfunction or incontinence, and others who may have already gone to a women's health physio who have told them they've got hypertonic pelvic floors. So you will each be given different homework each week, depending on the feedback I get from you during each session. So yeah, I think my courses are really valuable, really valuable, because I can provide information for you that you won't get necessarily online or through the NHS unless you are actually referred to a women's health physiotherapist. I pre-screen all of my mums, and that for me is the most important part. We go through a phone consultation where I ask about your birth, I ask about your pregnancy, I ask about your current physical condition, and if anything flags up whatsoever, instantly I will refer you to women's health physio, and I have a huge list of women's health physios in all areas. Yes, I will send you to there. And if you can get to one anyway, then great, because you know, mums could be walking around with any problem that they don't know about, and unless they're actually checked properly and given an internal or external check, how are you to know? I mean, I'm not a women's health physio. I can only go by the feedback you give me through a class, which is why I'll always refer, because if the women's health physio can provide you with more information, then I can help you even further on your journey. So yeah, between the 2 of us, we always figure it out. Between me and you, or between me and the physiotherapist, there's always something that can be done. I've had mums who have come to me who have been told by physios, actually, I don't know if they were women's health physiotherapists, but physios, that they will never fix their diastasis. Well, that's untrue, because when I actually saw the mum, it had already closed up by a finger since the last time she saw the physio. So she started off with 4 finger diastasis, and when I actually saw her, it was 2.5. So it had already done it naturally. So that I really do genuinely think there's always something that can be done, especially when it comes to incontinence and pelvic floor dysfunction. There's so many wonderful things, and this course is just the beginning of what you can learn to do to help your body. Like I said, not enough information is given out there. So this is the bridge that you need between having a baby and getting back to full health and full recovery, especially if you plan to have number 2. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me or send me a message via Facebook. I look forward to having you on my course, and if you can't make it, then I look forward to hearing from you, at least if you have any questions.